Okay, it's being immortalized into the cloud. We're recording. Good morning. Here we are, Thursday, August 19th. It's hard to believe the summer's almost over. Kids are going back to school. Wow. And this Thursday morning, we always do a business chat. And this is going to be a special business chat because in a few minutes, we're going to have a couple of guests on here, Barry and Gayla Gordon. And those of you that were that heard them on Saturday morning, they did a special training on stories from the, telling stories from the heart. And it was so exciting. It was so upbeat. We got such great response from so many people. We invited them to come on this morning and kind of chat with us about it. So I'm going to go ahead and mute all. So as you know, these are open calls, but just keep background noise to a minimum. You're always welcome to unmute yourself to chime in and share. As we like to say, this is kind of like a round table event. And you can also raise your hand and we'll call on you. But when Barry and Gayla come on, we're going to, talk about telling stories from the heart, making heart connections. I do want to tell you that this morning, I got a little notice on my phone. I hope all of you got the same notice. There's 3 new testimonial videos inside of InTouch. And there's, right below, if you just go to InTouch and you go to the product, section, I should have had my phone hooked up. But right after product approach, there's member generated content. I don't know if you can see that, probably not. But everyone should go there and watch these 3 the first one, LifeWave Testimonial A, is 1 minute and 36 seconds, really good. The second one's LifeWave Testimonials B, 144, and number C is 137. And I got to tell you, these are just going to be so powerful just to send people, say, hey, check out the results people are getting. I know I mentioned LifeWave to you. I know I mentioned stem cell patch to you, or I wanted to mention, or I want to mention, whatever. But these are going to be very, very helpful validation recruiting tools for customers and for distributors. So please, please, please check them out and put them to work. Our market department's working. So it looks like we've got our guests, Barry and Gayla there.
You do. I got it. Here she comes.
Okay. Well, welcome.
Hey. Hello.
Nice to see you this morning.
Nice to see you as well. Thank you.
And so we're very excited to have you back with us and to do a chat, to kind of keep the ball rolling. We have so many great responses from your chat or your training on Saturday, telling stories from the heart, which has always been my philosophy, but you articulated it better than I ever had or could probably. So I just wanted, if you wanted to open up with, share a little bit, and then maybe we'll open it up just for some interactive dialogue, because unlike Saturday morning, this is a meeting as opposed to a webinar. So everybody's part of it. And I've got everybody else muted, but everybody can unmute at will and ask questions and share. So thank you, Gayla and Barry.
Well, hi.
Well, good morning.
Let me see if we can get this. Oh, I know what the problem is. Here we go.
What's the problem?
With the video, it's on the wrong camera.
Oh,
Well, we see you fine.
Ah,
okay.
oh, you do? Okay.
We'll just talk.
We have a
no,
better
we see you
camera.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, great.
See,
So where do we start? The talk was about sharing from your heart, telling stories from your heart. And I think we've got a new thing. It's inspired us. We got so many people saying, oh, we want more, we want more. So I think we're going to be doing something called successful selling from your heart.
Sounds great.
Yeah, so we don't have a time yet, and I'm dangling a carrot in front of you, Gregory and Robin, to see if you'd like to participate in it in some way, because I know you guys come from your hearts, and that's why you've been so successful. I think that's one of the main reasons. It's not about how much you know. It's not about how much you learn. It's not about anything that's going on in your mind. It's really about what's going on in your heart. And if you've got a twinkle in your eye, like you do, Mr. Gregory,
Thank you.
and
Well, he's also got a big,
happy smile,
happy smile on,
that too.
which is actually a real smile.
Yeah,
It's not one, you know how people put on smiles? That's not that kind of smile.
no,
That's a heart smile.
that's a heart
Thank you.
smile.
Yeah.
And that's, that breaks through the conditioning of, oh, I don't want to be sold to, which is a subconscious conditioning. It's not even somebody they're trying to not be sold to. It's something they've got really deep subconscious conditioning that if you think you're not you, of course, but the proverbial you, when you think you're selling, when you think you're sharing something, you've got something wonderful, you've discovered X39, and it's, you just know that it's brand new technology and the world's never seen anything like it before. And oh, I just want to tell everybody about it. But when you start with your enthusiasm, and somebody's been sold to with enthusiasm in the past, the subconscious conditioning comes up and puts up defenses like, I don't want to be sold to, and oh God, it's just one more MLM thing or whatever like that. And I ran into this in my past because I was in so many MLM companies and and I always had the latest, greatest, bestest thing. It wasn't like, some people would say, wow, I can't wait to see what you've got next, and other people would just say, oh, one more thing like that. So there are different kinds of people in the world, of course, but when you really are coming from your heart, when you really just not, overly, you don't have to be incredibly enthusiastic. All you have to be is incredibly sincere.
Right.
Yeah.
In fact, if you're overly enthusiastic, that's another way to push somebody away.
Right.
Because overly enthusiastic comes from insecurity.
Mhm.
You don't really quite believe yourself. So your subconscious puts extra energy in because you're actually convincing yourself as well as the other person. That's one of the reasons and there's also that energy that doesn't come from the heart where you feel like you have to fix people.
Right.
Mhm.
And so you'll try to get a prospect, whether a customer or it's a distributor, to understand how much better off they're going to be if they use LifeWave.
Mhm.
But you
You
don't
know, the
even
thing
know
that-
what their interest level is because you're so involved in trying to convince them that you're not seeing where they're at. You're not connecting with them. You're connecting with your need to communicate with them in some way.
And the other thing is if they're in some kind of pain, will be a financial pain or physical pain, and you're coming with da 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 da, that's not going to resonate with them, So it's just a question of connecting, just finding out who they are, what they're, who are they in their heart?
Mm.
What's going on with them, and making some kind of a connection and gently coming from your heart to connect with theirs. And I'll tell you, the level of appreciation that comes from that, then they will really open to you. And then they can listen without listening from their ears, listening from their heart.
It feels like a lot of things are coming together for us as a community. And you mentioned the word connection, and that is a primary foundation of Terry Werner's training, which is starting tonight, on connecting before you get commitment, because a commitment that's connected to purpose, that connection is so important. And the other thought was coming to mind, I think I mentioned it on Saturday. If not, I just want to share it. I think, I've been a big advocate and a student of servant leadership. And we all know there's, two motives, self-serving or servant leadership. And I think we in LifeWave truly seek to embody how to become a servant leader and serve the needs of others, and our needs will be met. The universe will take care of us.
The universe
That's
God will
right.
converge and will take care of us too.
Absolutely.
So, but we call it direct sales, and I think we ought to start calling it direct service,
Service.
because it's not so much about sales, it's about serving. And yeah, they have to buy it to try it. Well, not even necessarily, because you might just give them a gift,
Right.
but I think that your teaching on telling stories from the heart connects in selfless service, where the head connects in logic and commissions and all the mental iterations we go through, sharpening your selling skills and and looking right and who can I
Mhm.
mimic, as opposed to being you for them,
Right.
and finding out what their need is and filling it. So really connecting at the heart. And I know that's comes from the very top. That comes, from David on down, because he
Right.
connects with source, he connects with God through prayer,
Right.
and then he connects with his heart, and these wonderful technologies have come forth, these, really disruptive technology disrupting the wellness industry. So I wonder if anyone that was on last Saturday would like to chime in, might have a question for you guys, if it's be okay. I'd like to.
Well, there's one question up there already. I have the chat. I'm looking at the
And just
chat.
before we do that, because of what you just said with David and all of that,
Mhm.
there's a word that's being used a lot by the millennials
Uh-huh.
and people after them too, that we don't use in LifeWave, but I think we should start using it. It's called biohacking.
Yeah.
And, if you look it up,
Yeah.
it's making a huge difference in the quality of your life and the longevity of your life with little things that make a huge, big difference.
Yeah, in fact, David,
I'll make a note of
obviously,
that.
Yeah.
from listening to David, especially when he was talking in I think it was Los Angeles or San Diego a little while ago, some distributors had him there and he was giving a presentation. And he
Yes.
mentioned a substance, a supplement called NMN that the biohackers use.
So he knows about
So
it.
that tuned me in right away that David is into biohacking.
Yeah, really.
He must have, I bet he knows more about biohacking than anybody else out there.
I bet he does. And we are, LifeWave is a biohacking technology. It's very true.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
we
it
might
really
have to
is.
add that to our vocabulary.
I think so, because yeah.
It's a good catch. So
Okay.
there are some
now-
notes. If you guys are watching the chat, you can just respond yourself. And if anybody wants to unmute themselves or raise your hand, we'll call on you, but want to keep this a little interactive
Okay,
to,
well, the first thing I see in the chat is, can we talk about the preferred customer program? And we would
YPC.
actually love to.
Yeah,
So
We're-
is that okay with you?
yeah, that's great.
okay.
Being global leaders in preferred customer acquisition, you're the right people to talk to.
Okay.
Okay, so
Boy.
we
this could be a long
decided
Conversation.
when we first joined LifeWave,
It ain't simple, first of all.
well,
But
it's
it is-
going to get simpler in some
it
ways.
is,
Yeah.
And it's,
We know about some changes happening, but we can't talk about those yet. So,
but it's well worth it anyway.
Yeah.
No,
but when we first joined LifeWave about a year and a half ago, just like everybody else, we were enrolling distributors. And so a large number of our distributors are really customers, but they're distributors, right? Because they're not really developing a business. This is normal in MLM, right? Maybe, the rule, 80-20 rule, right? 20% of the people actually do something, and the other 80% are really just buying wholesale. So it's kind of a strange, not quite in sync situation. There's a better word, but okay. So when I saw that customers can get the product less expensively than distributors, actually, doesn't make sense, does it? But customers can actually get the product less expensively. They get all this free product. They have so many benefits. It's like the company is saying, please sign up customers, right? And in addition to that, we get $20 for every X39 they purchase, and I think 16 for the other products. Whereas if they're just distributors and they're not really building a business, you get 73 points. That works out to a 5% commission, right? You have to get $333 on one side, $660 on the other, $330 and $660. That's almost $1,000, isn't it? For which you get $50. That's a 5% commission. Well, with a customer, you're making $20 plus 43 points. That's a much higher commission, isn't it? So why sign up someone, enroll them as a distributor when you're going to make less money per person unless they really do the business and they can become a manager? So to us, it just made sense. Let's go for customers. It's a more honest way for them to join the company. It's better for the company because I'll tell you, the way that the federal government is looking at multi-level marketing, they are forcing companies to have real customers, which is, I think, one of the reasons LifeWave developed the program. Now, the only reason, there's two reasons that someone might just keep signing up distributors. One is it's just a habit, right? You know, if you've been in multi-level as long as we are, it's hard to think about this customer thing. We're just so used to enrolling someone as a distributor. And if they just wanted wholesale, they'd be a bronze, right? So that's one reason. The other reason is that having customers doesn't move you up the levels from manager to director and all that. But we believe that's going to change. And that reason for not signing up customers will disappear in the next 3 or 4 months. So,
Yeah, and I could comment on that. And one of the reasons they cut back, as you guys know, because you are going to be presenters this weekend at the Summer Summit, and they scaled it back because they fell behind on the programming to get the revised customer program. They're calling it Preferred Customer Plus program. I do want to mention there's a pretty good chance that the 20% discount that customers were getting is going to go away. Okay. And because it is ridiculous for customers to pay less than we do. Because, oh, you want to be a distributor? You get to pay more.
Right.
right.
You know, so I'm pretty sure, 95% sure that's going to go away, but the customers are going to they're going to have a loyalty program that is going to be cumulative, and they'll get lots of free product. I love free product, but I don't think giving, excessive discounts is really necessary, because the product is such a hot deal at $99.
Right. Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Right.
And to be able to tell
Exactly.
somebody, hey, sign up as a preferred customer, you get the same price I get as a distributor.
Right.
Plus you get all these goodies with your free product every month.
Exactly.
That's the way I present it to everybody now, because I think that's the way it's going to be once we get it.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've
Right.
taken that 20% discount out of my,
Yeah.
and when they get it, it's kind of a surprise. But I don't want it to be too big a surprise when it goes away.
Right. Yeah.
And they may
Well, I don't think
grandfather the
they'll- I
old
don't think
people in.
they'll
I
take
don't
it
know
away.
what they'll.
I don't think they're going to take it
Yeah.
away from the people who already have it.
Yeah, they may grandfather the existing people in. I have no
Yeah.
knowledge one way or the other on that, but thank you for
And-
sharing that.
And we're pretty sure they're going to make it so that if you enroll a lot of customers, you'll be able to move up the ranks just as if you're enrolling distributors. I don't know what the formula is going to be. It won't be the
I
same.
can just about guarantee that
Mhm.
rank promotion is going to become volume driven. It's
Right.
not, oh, I need one silver here and a silver there and a
Right.
manager here. And it's going to be totally volume driven. So people will be able to get to manager by just having lots of customers,
Right.
which would be very
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, somebody's got 100 customers deserves to be a manager as much as somebody that, got through 4 silvers.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah,
I see
exactly.
Anne Marie Dixon said, well, the flip side of signing up customers is as a distributor and signing up other distributors, we can leverage our time and talent and grow a large organization. Well, that's only true if those people, your distributors you sign up are actually going to do that.
Right.
So if they're not, it's much better for them to be customers. We're not saying don't sign up distributors. We're just saying really understand the person who you're enrolling. And if they're not ready to be a distributor or don't really have the ability, because everybody says, oh, anybody can do it. They just have to learn how to do it. And they just have to get through their blocks. And well, I've been a therapist and a counselor and a healer for about, I would say 60 years now. And
You started as a child, right?
I did. I started as a child. Well, I'm 79.
And I'm going to be 81 in a few
Yeah.
days.
You guys look amazing.
So I started in the 1960s, and after a near-death experience, in Vietnam, I changed directions. So
You went to India for 2 years and became a yogi for 2 years. Yeah.
So it's really imperative to find out where somebody is, because it's not true that anybody can break through their blocks at any time. It's just not true. Sometimes there are, of course, techniques and ways to help people do that, but that doesn't mean that it's going to happen.
And not only that, but actually it takes 5. Let's see, how does it
I mean,
work?
in sales, how
Yeah.
many times you have to talk to somebody?
No,
Or
no, no, no,
Oh,
no,
right.
no,
Oh, I
no.
know what you mean.
Preferred
5 customers.
customer.
Right. Well, we don't know if that's going to be true if they take away the 20%.
Right.
Right.
Right
Right
now-
now, it takes 5 preferred customers to equal your number of distributors to kind of break even, right? 5 or 6.
You'd have to have 5 distributors in order to make as much as you would with one preferred customer right now.
Actually, it depends on you look at the math. It could be quite different because if that's on your pay leg, you're going to be making 15% on your distributor and 20% on your customer. So so every time Robin and I sign up a new customer on our pay leg, we're making, close to 15% on that, where but I think the point is that you're making, just to kind of bring it full circle, is don't try and make a distributor out of a customer.
Right.
And we go back to, Robin being, Dr. Nicholas's best customer ever. They didn't have a preferred customer program then, or she would have started as one because she had zero intention of building the business.
Right.
I was interested in the business because Kai told me how much he was making, right? But, the main issue was Robin was getting ready to contract for stem cell therapy for $12,000, and Kai offered us a stem cell alternative for $100. Duh. I mean, that was an easy decision.
Boy.
And then, she like so many people, probably many of the people on this call this morning, started as a customer. Maybe they signed up as a distributor, but they really were a customer, but they started getting such results, you can't not talk about it.
Right, exactly. So it's best if someone isn't already really distributor mentality and emotionally a distributor, it's best for them to be a customer and let them come to you and tell you, wow, I want to be a distributor.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have really good distributors.
I want to share Robin's qualifying statement. I think is so beautiful. And Robin, if you're on, if you want to share that, she's in the other room listening, I think, but she has a way of screening them and helping people self-select. We don't tell them what to do. We ask them which way they want to go. Do they want to go down the customer? They want to start as a customer. They want to start as distributor. And if I don't hear you chime in, Robin, I'll chime in for you. She says very simply, do you see yourself sharing with others, or are you simply looking for it for yourself? And that's the decision. Well, if you're just looking for yourself, well, you can start as a customer. There's a $19.95 registration fee and then you get the same wholesale price I get. or you can start as a distributor and it's a $25 membership fee.
Right. And you
I
know,
love when you share my stories.
oh, okay.
Hi, Robin.
Bye,
You want to
Robin.
add to it, Robin?
I, no, I love what you're saying, Galen, very so much. And that's the shift that a lot of people need to make. It's not about us. It's what's best for them.
Right.
And and so asking the qualifying questions. And a lot of times people say, I might share down the road, but I need to have my own experience first.
Right,
Yeah,
That's the
so
most common thing. Yeah.
right.
Yep.
So what we do, here's how we look at it. If someone's a customer and they start referring people to get the 3 for free, right? Get 3 customers and refer 3 customers and yours is free, right? That's an amazing program too, isn't it?
5 to 10
Right?
minutes.
How many customers don't do that? Or can't do
Little
that?
crosstalk.
Oh,
Kay, I'm going to mute you. Sorry,
okay.
we're getting a little background noise.
I'll start again. So we have the 3, refer 3 and get it free, right? So if a customer is referring people, they have the potential to be a distributor. But if your customer just doesn't even think about it, doesn't refer anybody, that means that the interest isn't there. They really don't want to be a distributor. Anybody who wants to be a distributor is the kind of person who's going to do 3 and get it free.
And when they do have 5 people that they have referred to us, then we can just sign them over Yeah.
Right. We
to
just,
them when they
we just-
become a distributor.
Mhm.
So they don't lose anything, it's just, and in the interim, they get all the free samples,
Yeah.
which a distributor doesn't get, And so even if they want to be a distributor, it would really pay them to be a preferred customer first, get their 5 people and then be a distributor, whether it takes a week or a month or 3 months or whatever. That would really be the logical way for everybody to go, because then they would get the samples and they would get, anyway, it just seems a lot more.
unless they're
organic to
already
me.
somebody who's, been in network marketing for a while and
That's a
they
different
know
story.
people to call and,
Sure.
they're going to develop a business really
And they've got a
quickly.
team that's going to jump with them no matter what, then that's, of
That's
course,
different.
that's different.
So we're almost to the bottom of our hour. We try and keep these calls around 30 minutes. And I saw a few people unmuted. Is there anyone? And Kay, I saw you were unmuted. Did you want to ask a question, Kay? And I see Kathleen's also unmuted. Anybody want to ask a quick question of Barry or Gayla here this morning?
I want to, my name's Linda.
Hi, Linda.
I want to thank you for bringing, is it Barry and Kayla on?
Gayla.
Gayla,
Barry
like
and
a big
Gayla.
G.
Kayla. Thank
Uh-huh.
you so much. I think like Robin always says, this is a caring and sharing business. And I think we need to, I'm so glad you explained that the way you did, because I actually wanted to be a distributor when I signed up, but it was discouraged too. I think if a person has all the information, no matter, it's not us to decide what kind of personality they have, if they want to be salesmen or whatever, or sharing or what, we need to just give them all the information and let them choose whether they want to be a distributor or not, or a customer. We don't need to, shouldn't be thinking about our pocketbook, but thinking about what they want.
Yeah, it's very easy to go from a customer to a distributor. It's very, very simple. And it's even, I've had people go from distributors to being customers.
Just to get the free product because they weren't really distributors.
Right.
Hey, I got a metaphor. I like the metaphor. Everybody knows the old radio station, WIIFM. What's in it for me? Well, we should be listening to the radio station, WIIFT. What's in it for them?
Yeah.
There you go. There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's servant leadership. That's the essence of servant leadership, where you're serving the needs of others and everything else falls into place.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
Right.
The universe loves that. It's called synchronicity.
Yeah,
The universe-
synchronicity
It's
is
true.
awesome. Yeah, and the more you tune into your heart, the more the synchronicity comes. It's kind of an amazing thing.
Yeah, it's almost a
actually.
scientific fact. The more you really, actually, the Heart Math Institute is pretty well proven. The more you tune into your heart, the more synchronicity you have in your life.
Right.
You're
I
just so
think, I
awesome.
think they did a movie about that called The Secret, right?
The secret.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Law of
right.
attraction.
Another
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if anybody hasn't watched it or watched it lately, it's worth watching again, because if you're living in that intention of service, you become a magnetic force and the right people come to you. The
Right.
people that genuinely need and want the product. So you're not trying to convince anyone,
Right.
because something I learned a long time ago, a person convinced against their will remains the same ever still. So we're not in the convincing business. We're into caring and sharing. And we
You
say
know-
that a lot, but we mean it. It's not just a metaphor. That's the essence of our business.
Exactly. Exactly right. That is the essence of our business.
Yeah,
That's
we're kind of
exactly it.
semi-retired, So like we're Gail is 81, and you can see what X39 does, Yeah, and Hella Vida, boy. Whew. And I look every day, I look at Gail and go, I can't believe it. You're
You better
younger
believe
than
it.
when I met you. But
That's awesome.
the thing is, we're sort of semi-retired, so we just set the intention that we want to help people, and we know we can help them with LifeWave.
Well, we're pretty lucky.
And then
too.
they show up.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
we have an Airbnb, so people do show up. And then I have a big sign on,
Right,
you know,
that helps.
on in the foyer, so that they have to walk by it, a big X39 sign that I created. And, if they don't say anything, I
Mhm.
don't say anything.
Right.
I mean, they're here for rest and relaxation. They're not here to be sold on a product or a business or anything. But if I see somebody limping or holding onto their arm, I'll say, do you have some pain? Oh, okay, let me stick this patch on and see what happens. And, so that's a no-brainer. But also, if they comment on the sign, then it opens a conversation. If they don't, I don't say anything. And, but it's been working out just great. People come to
That's
us.
beautiful.
But
Yeah.
people, we were sitting at Chipotle one day and we heard a conversation at a table across the way, and we just, well, hey, they need our help. So we just got up and started talking to them,
Yeah, we're not shy, that's
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, we're not shy.
It's,
Well-
And that person had a dog. I'll tell you this story. That person had a dog. They were hurrying to get home because their dog was dying. It was a 15-year-old Chihuahua. And I
Mm.
said, well, listen, I don't think these patches will keep it alive. It's 15 after all, but it might make it more comfortable between, in its passing. So put this patch on. And I gave her a whole sleeve that she could return to me when her product came in. So she went home to her dog. She wanted to be there when it was dying. But the next day she had to go to work. She was a nurse. She came home from work and the dog was waiting at the door. The dog hadn't gotten out of bed for over
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Hadn't moved in 2 weeks.
Hadn't moved, hadn't eaten, hadn't pooped, hadn't done anything for 2 weeks. The dog was waiting at the door for her with its tail wagging. And it followed her all over the house. I know.
Yeah.
This is amazing. It
It's
came
amazing.
back to life.
Yeah.
The dog came back to life.
Oh, isn't
And
that
I
wonderful?
called her about 3 weeks later and I was kind of scared, because I thought, oh God, now I'm going to hear that the dog has passed, 3 weeks later. I said, how's Chula doing? And she said, she's acting like a puppy again.
Yeah.
She's still alive. She's acting
Yeah.
like a puppy again.
That's amazing.
I mean, so you can actually tell people X39 is a lifesaver.
Yeah.
What's
It's
wrong?
true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably a good note to end on. And I want to thank you, Gayla, Barry. You guys are amazing. The comments, everybody listening loves you. And I know this is only the beginning of
Mwah.
sharing that you'll be doing with us. So thank you for
Thank you so
sharing
much.
your heart to ours.
Oh,
Yeah.
bless your hearts. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Okay, so everyone that's registered for Terry Werner's
I am.
empowering, yeah, I am too. And we blasted through 100. We decided to eliminate the cap at 100. So there's still room and time to register. It's only $59 for this 4-week course. There's a worksheets that come out every week for each of the calls, and it'll be a conference call. And if anyone's registered and hasn't received a registration notification, please let Robin or myself know. You should have received an email last night with the code to get into the conference call and the worksheet. And we'll be sending that out again to everyone that registers today. And we'll be sending out a reminder to everyone that's registered 1 hour before the call this evening. So the call is at 7 o'clock Mountain, 6 o'clock Pacific. It's about a 1 hour call. And it was so wonderful. Robin and I were truly blessed because we had Terry and her husband Dave come spend 3-4 days with us, and we got the real deal. We got to just mind meld and a heart connect, and it was really wonderful. So
And
thank you
let me,
again. You guys are
honey,
amazing, and
honey,
I'm
Gregory,
looking forward to.
Gregory.
Yeah, Robin, go ahead.
Yes, well, yes, thank you, Galen Barry. Such a joy to hear your heart sharing with ours. It's wonderful. And I want to just make sure everyone who has registered got your confirmation letter and joins the Facebook group. Because in the Facebook group, we have resources and places to engage with people. So please, if you haven't gotten your confirmation letter and are not in the Facebook group or need any assistance, please reach out to me. Okay? We want to make sure everyone is well included. And
Oh,
could you guys,
Yeah, we can hear you. It went on and off. Where'd you go,
went off
Robin?
and on, yeah.
You're muted right now. Unmute yourself, Robin.
no,
There
it's been the coverage for me in this room has been spotty. So yeah,
Okay.
just make sure, I just want to make sure everyone has gotten your confirmation letter and is in the Facebook group, because that's where we're going to be doing engaging and where the resources will be located. And if you're not able to make it live, the calls are recorded and you will be, they'll be available in the Facebook group. Okay. And the worksheet, you should have the worksheet to do a little thinking and pondering before the call starts tonight. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Okay,
Thanks, everyone. Thanks,
Many
Barry. Thanks,
blessings.
Kayla.
Thanks again. Great call.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was wonderful.
Yeah, thank you, Barry and Gayla.
Bless you.
Beautiful.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.